The Liberals, meanwhile, are banking on their green jobs strategy to help return them to power. Dalton McGuinty says it's already created 20,000 jobs, but how did he arrive at that number? Here to explain, and with a reality check, is our Mike Wise. Mike.
Well, Anne-Marie, these are jobs that the Premier said boasted would be created by the government's Green Energy Act, and Ontario is approaching about 20,000 new jobs, at least on paper.
So are any of the companies coming?
Dalton McGuinty announced another 200 jobs this morning to be created at a new plant helping to make solar panels in London.
A moment ago it was a different color.
Yes, It is the latest in a series of jobs the Liberals say to be created by their Green Energy Act. When it was introduced 2 years ago, it gave a very generous subsidy for companies that signed up to produce green power, like wind or solar. But there was a big catch. To qualify, a certain portion of the equipment had to have been made in Ontario. The government says that's led to a number of companies expanding or relocating to Ontario, drawn by the business, helped in part by grants or low-interest loans from the government. Add to those construction, engineering, even inspections, and the government says the act has created 20,000 jobs so far. But the Liberals wouldn't provide a company-by-company breakdown, so I went through their economic development website and added up the numbers and got to just over 19,000 green jobs. More than 16,000 of those can be attributed to the $7 billion deal Ontario struck with Samsung to build renewable energy plants and manufacturing facilities. Jobs the Premier warns are at risk if the PCs cancel the deal.
Meet with those workers, shake their hands, look them in the eyes, and tell them, I'm killing your jobs.
The PC say many of those Liberal job numbers are overinflated, and for now, many only exist in the press releases. So I actually called up a number of those companies from those press releases that got grants from the government to hire. And yes, some of them say those commitments are still just on paper. But others say they are on track to hire and anticipate hiring even more. The big holdup? Well, they say the Green Energy Act is so popular, many solar and wind projects are caught in a backlog of approvals. And they say business will pick up if and when those projects get approved. Anne-Marie and Dwight.
Thanks, Mike.